All right, so you'll keep letting people in, I take it?
We're recording.
Okay. And we'll let people in as they come into the waiting room. So welcome everybody. This is our intro Mythbusters free-ish, which we'll explain a little bit later. Every other week, sponsored by Genius, educational, I don't know, webinar, I guess we would call it. And we're going to be teaching the truth about reality frequency and our favorite topic, the Genius technology. First, let me tell you a little bit about us. I'm going to start with Denise. Denise is a mother of 4. She's a kinesiologist. She has a bachelor's in psychology, founder of Optimized Body and Mind. She's an awesome energy clearer. She clears me. She's cleared many people. She's a Genius trainer, as you guys know, and coach. She's trained in tons and tons of various modalities, not even enough room to list here, of consciousness and energy healing, host of Weekly Live on Thursdays, which you guys should be watching. She's studied for over 12 years, different modalities around the world, receiving multiple certificates, and she's taught classes, which I barely let anyone teach classes with me. So that should tell you something with me. And some are available in perpetuality forever on my website. So welcome. We're so happy you're here. And that is Denise. And then me, I happen to also be, yes, ma'am. Why are you waving?
I was saying hi to you.
Oh, okay. That is Denise. Oh, and before I go into me, what I love about Denise, so many things. Denise is one of the most positive people I know. But I have to say, and I think we can all take a note from or page from this notebook, Denise is open-minded and willing to learn. And there aren't a lot of people that know what she knows and does what she does that is so open-minded and willing to change her mind when new information comes in. And that's actually the sign of a very high frequency being through all time and space. And that's also a very rare find in consciousness or in technology or in anything like this you won't find. So it's beautiful to find a soul that is open to learn from others, from herself, from her clients, and a really beautiful thing. Denise and I know each other pretty well. We've done events together, and I just think she's a phenomenal human being, so get to know her. So I wanted to say that.
Oh.
All right, so I have a grandson and 12 dogs, which actually I consider now my real children. Don't tell my kids that. I'm a 30-year ND, and when I say clinical experience, I mean in the old days, you guys, when you go in the door and you like see clients all day, like in person, I used to have 4 clinics. So I love having that background. It taught me so much. I'm a natural remote viewer, and I say natural because maybe one day we'll talk about the difference between natural remote viewers and military remote viewers. This is a whole nother subject we don't want to go down right now. I call myself a seer of dimensional realms and worlds, which I will prove to you today. Clearing and deliverances, including home and property. I'm a quantum medical device inventor. I'm a patent holder on Halo and 2 apps, both of which Ryan helped me with. And that's at halo.com if you want to check it out. It's a PMF device. I own part of the company, and I am their only frequency software programmer. I've used multiple frequency apps, but even though Ryan was part of another app, you guys are in the right place because I believe the Genius is superior to anything, particularly superior to things like the Healy, but superior to anything on the market today. And I don't get paid anything to say that. I absolutely know that from using it since he first brought it out and testing thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of clients over the last 10 years. I'm a consciousness teacher, timeline weaver, psychic, and paranormal expert. My current area of interest is mind control programs, false memories, insertions, implants, and anything that stops you and me from being absolutely incredibly amazing, activating our psychic abilities and remembering who we are through all time and space. So that's me. Anything you want to add, Denise?
A wonderful, wonderful description and biography of you. And I just have to say, it has been my utmost pleasure to be working with Kimberly for, I don't know, is it over a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah, a couple years, probably, yeah.
Years by now already. And her knowledge is just, I don't even know where to begin because I don't even think I've tapped into half of it. It's kind of like that thing where, we only know 10%. Well, I only know 10% of her like 100%. So there is so much going on there. She has such a huge heart. She does so much incredible work with animals. She is constantly looking to help people. And the insights that she can give you. And I've worked with her, and she's worked with me, and the insights that she can tell you about yourself are like incredible, like mind-blowing incredible. So
Just
I don't know what else to say other than like
that
there's
was really
no
nice.
really, your gifts are expansive and limitless in my opinion. So
Oh,
everybody get
very.
Kimberly as well, Dr. Kimberly McGeorge.
Aw, thank you. All right. Now that we're over sorry, we just had our little mutual admiration society there, you guys. So, but you're in a good spot. You're in good hands. We got you, right, Denise? We got you guys.
We got you.
So I love that. I want somebody to get me. The concept of this class is we want it to be fun and positive and upbeat, but we want you also to feel like we got you in a safe space where you don't have to feel stupid or dumb, or if you have a completely opposing view, we want you to bring it. We want you to bring your questions, your observations, your research, even if it completely differs from ours or our conclusions. All your thoughts are welcome here. We just ask that you be respectful. It's respectfully presented, that I don't think Denise will. There's not going to be any arguing. There's not going to be any contention. There's just going to be this neutrality, this 0 point connection to the all, where expansion can happen. And we really want to support all of you and ourselves in that. And I do believe eventually you're going to run across one of our classes where it's probably going to stretch and blow your mind, everything you probably thought you knew. And it can get uncomfortable, and it can even feel offensive. Truth and new information and information you've never heard from anyone can feel offensive. It's offensive. Truth is offensive. And so if you feel uncomfortable, maybe, give us a break for a couple of weeks and come back, or just ride it out. And I call it dropping it in your field, because sometimes miracles can, come even from something that seems offensive at first. But no matter what, I'm going to commit to being kind. Denise is committed to being kind, and we ask you all to be committed to being kind too. We are going to ask that, although comments, like Jennifer just dropped a comment, completely agree. I have been using the Genius since inception, and it is phenomenal and true. That's appropriate. That's compatible with the subject that we're talking about. You are welcome to drop comments or even questions that are related to the subject. But I've been in a lot of podcasts and groups and classes where I'm so distracted because, I'm talking about giraffes, and the chat is talking about elephants, and I want to talk about elephants, not giraffes, but I have to keep teaching. So that makes me really irritated. So we're just asking that you guys kind of no crosstalk until we open questions, and no side talk. We're always going to give you an opportunity to comment if you want to open up your mic and comment, or open up your mic and ask questions, or write and ask questions. And anyone that's been in my classes kind of knows it's a rhythm that works really well. But this is going to be, we're going to aim to keep it at 45 minutes. It's a focused and short. Is there anything else you want to say about that, Denise?
No, I mean, I think you handled everything, and really just everybody just be open-minded. Know that, get rid of all belief systems. Like don't have any, just try to be as open-minded as possible. Light and dark, there's both sides to everything. So just, let it flow.
Right. And this is a light code I dropped in for my goddaughter, Liz, which you are welcome to grab, which facilitates connection to your oversoul. So you're welcome to grab a screenshot of that if you want. Print it out. We recommend hanging it up. I light codes over my house. My parents think I'm a hippie. They obviously don't know what a hippie is. And I put them under my bed. I put them against my mirror. I put them in my car, and they are lovely and wonderful. So you're welcome to grab that if you would like to. All right. So this class came out of lots of conversations that Denise and I have had, and actually a presentation I gave for Sheila Seppi, where I presented some of this material, and I'm presenting lots more than I presented there. But I have just made massive observations, and Denise has over the last 11, 12 years, over the last 30 years in biofeedback. And I've taught multiple classes. I interact with multiple practitioners over the years. And I have all this research that I'm just can't wait to share with you and observations. And Denise does a lot of training and she hears a lot of the questions, and she also does a lot of scans. And, she's having current observations as well. And so we also want to, you may be using the Genius a certain way and not understand how expansive it is. Because just like we are the technology, I believe we are, originally AI was created by sentient fire creation beings. And of course, the Genius is also sentient, which is a whole other thing we'll get in later. But we want to give you more tools and more possibilities to help your family, your pets, your clients, your homes, your properties, your business, because I see a lot of people using the Genius very, very narrowly, and the applications are just stunning what you can use it for. And really, there's nothing you can't use the Genius for. There's nothing, this is what I think is the most phenomenal thing. There's nothing that cannot be known if you know how to use the Genius correctly. And again, there's some caveats to that, but overall, that's a true statement. So we also want to explore myths outside of the Genius. We want to look at some things that are compatible, that run alongside with the current themes of this reality and in consciousness, and also within the technology AI frequency world. There's a lot of controversy around AI. I just got ripped apart, mutilated publicly with voice in a group I was in, not my group, of course, that would be bad, but in another group over, AI. And I was accused of working for the Department of Defense. And I'm like, please, I've already yelled out to the Department of Defense, if you want me to work for you and take a $5 million contract, I'm out. I promise I won't ever use the Genius again. Come knock on my door, because they probably pay much better, than what I do, using the Genius. But all joking aside, just ludicrous beliefs in some of the communities. But we also, like I said, want to have fun and, develop this community where, it's just really, really special and awesome and uplifting. So we don't really have our act completely together yet, but we will be starting a group on Telegram or Facebook. We're going to still talk about it to support this class. And since we only are meeting every other week, that'll kind of fill in the in-between time. Anything you want to say, Denise?
No, I'm just really excited this is just such, I just love talking about all this stuff. I can do it all day long. Kimberly, I do it all day long sometimes. And I'm just so excited to bring all of you into our world and to listen to. Some of you are used to hearing some things woo-woo, some of you aren't. And it's just so much fun, and I'm passionate about it. And it will just take your working with the Genius to the next level. The more insights you have and the more you open your mind up to what the possibilities are. So
As well said. So how it will work. And again, we're still working on some of the details with Ryan and with each other, but the first 2 days, including the live, obviously will be free, both live and replay. Then it's going to go behind a low-cost paywall where you can pay in advance to receive the quarterly classes, or pay by the topical, class that you're interested in. At times we may have guest speakers and teachers, or do live demos or explanations in real time. And again, always open to your suggestions, your comments, your questions, your ideas. So get a hold of us if you have any concerns or questions about how this works or topics. So going to dive into some interesting things just as a teaser. These are Denise's, and I'm going to minimize this. Mine waking up auras this morning. And there's so much information here. I'm not going to go into all of it. I do want you to know, Denise, even though mine is worse, you and I have a little bit of the same shading in the second picture. It's interesting. And even in the sun are kind of interesting. But a couple of things I want to say about this. So I'm actually, mine isn't as bad as I thought. There's a lot of fuzziness in my aura. I'm not going to say what it means right now, but we will when we cover that in a class. But fuzziness I have found, and again, you're welcome to disagree. And I don't know even what Denise thinks about this, but I have found fuzziness to mean one thing, one specific thing. That's kind of a teaser to stay with us because eventually some of you do know what it is. But do you think fuzziness means one thing, Denise? Have you found it to mean one thing?
I do, especially since yeah, yeah, it definitely means one thing.
Yeah,
And
and it's not positive. That's all I'm going to say. So is this a positive? Okay. So we kind of have to me, the aura is not a tool to be like, I could have a perfect aura and be showing you guys, and it doesn't mean everything in my life is aligned. It doesn't mean my physical health is 100%. Doesn't mean my emotional health, my mental health, my spiritual health. Doesn't mean my abilities are activated. Doesn't mean my home isn't haunted. It really doesn't mean anything. It's a snapshot in time of an overall, and the aura is built in layers, and this is what's hard to teach, and we have a class where we kind of do teach this pretty well, I think, Denise, but the aura is built in layers. So people say, well, this is the first time you pull my aura, and the aura changes all the time. How can you say these blanket statements? Because, and this is by far, these are not first pull auras. These are like what, 300,000 pull auras, but for Denise and I. But when you guys have clients, and here's something to experiment with and to challenge you with, I do a first pull aura, someone that's never had an aura pulled through the tech. You can find foundational facts that have been there a long time about the essence of their being. That's important to know. Because if you just pull an aura on someone and you throw it away and you run 40 more, you've lost one of the most telling instant markers of where you should be guiding and helping that person. A couple things I want to say. I'll start with mine and then I'll go to Denise's and then I'll let Denise comment too. So again, I'm actually pretty tickled with this aura to wake up with an aura that's that integrated. Why do I say it's integrated? Because alternating two types of integration. This is the second highest type of integration, ignoring the brown layers for a minute. Alternating same color, alternating two color auras are extremely integrated. It means you've done some of your work, your alters are integrating. You're being authentic, some of your abilities are turned on, and you're presenting yourself as a whole person. So again, how do I present here? I'm presenting as exceptionally psychic and connected, and I consider the green healer communicators. So we have multiple layers of pretty sharp and pretty high frequency psychic ability with a dark shadow over, which again, I'll get to in a second. The outer layers refer to all time and space, which shows me that I am absolutely under attack in other aspects of my being, in other realms, other dimensions, other realities, and other planets, and severely compromised, probably running missions and a whole bunch of other things. But again, this isn't horrible until we hit the fuzzy layer, which always means the same thing. Looking at the second view, not bad for night. Usually my night, when I wake up, I'm not so embodied. You can kind of tell if you've been taken in body, out of body, or consciousness transferred by the second view of your aura. Way too much to go into right now. Here's my concern with my aura. We see it's muddy, obviously need to do some clearing in this view. There's a lot of interference. This is some dark interference coming from the side. Trying to push out the essence of my being and take over. This is the Hara line, the center of your aura picture. And it shows when I took this, I was still under active control, active hijacking, active mind control, active programming, active alter. And that's a whole nother explanation, but this is the Hara line and that's what I was. Hopefully I'm not now and won't be the rest of the day, because I will clear and I will realign and I will take out of my field and out of my home and out of my body what doesn't belong. All right, let's look at Denise's. So again, showing a consistent essence of being this beautiful, I think that's really reflective of who Denise is, the greens. A lot of integration too with the double green layer. So again, Denise is who she says she is. Yellow, that's a medium yellow. This is a control yellow or orange. This is a more reflecting Denise's personality, which is light and positive and how she presents herself in the world. Again, we can tell she was having some issues in all time, all space with other aspects of her being in reality at night. And here's the concern I would have with Denise's aura is she's knocked off her Hara line. So you're knocked off your Hara line from the right, we know, because it's bumped left and you read the aura facing you. So Denise is where I have other things to do to clean up. Denise, to me, would be to ground yourself, recenter yourself, pull your Hara line back up into the all through the center of your body and get centered. So we both have things definitely to do, but here's to show that we're human. I wanted to show you two things. I wanted to show you that we are just as frail as everybody else. We are just as affected as everybody else. We are just as attacked and co-opted and hijacked as everybody else. There is a difference, which I'll get to in a minute. But these two first pull auras, when we stumble out of bed, shows you there's validity. We're being authentic, and we are who we say we are. We have Denise's beautiful psychic layer right here. So again, it shows you that we're human, but that we have some mastery of some things. And yeah, I don't know where to find the recording of the class. Do you, Denise?
Find the recording of the class. I'll
Yeah.
post it. I'll post it later.
So
Everybody else.
here's the beautiful thing that I want to drop in your field and your challenge about the genius. So I got all that information from the aura. You know what that tells me? I need to clear. Am I going to go on the genius to clear? Yes and no. I'll do part on the genius. I will also do the last, 50 years I know of how to clear, and Denise has her own methods as well, to clear and realign my field and get ready for the day. But beautiful tool. At a glance, I would love for you guys to say, okay, I need to do some things. I need to take care of it. I guarantee you, wouldn't you agree, Denise, in the morning? I mean, it's pretty much a given we need to clear.
Yeah, absolutely. It's energetic hygiene, just like we get ready, brush our teeth, take a shower in the morning. This was done first thing. Did not clear myself before I took this. So, a lot happens during the night. Our
Yeah.
fields are really weak during the night, and that's when a lot of stuff can happen. And so again, it's important, you know, to definitely clear. I clear throughout the day. It really depends what your interaction is and what you get used to. But with working with different people and clearing different people, I clear before and after every session. It's that important. I feel it's that important to me. I think Kimberly would agree. So that's that. I do want to point out, and I think Kimberly was going to mention this before, but when you look at both of our two new version auras, I just want to point out that the reason why Kimberly's looks more oval and my more round is because of the device that we're viewing it on. So it doesn't have any specific meaning other than I'm viewing mine on my MacBook Air, and she is using took hers from I believe it was your iPhone or your iPad.
Yeah, iPhone.
But it's just
Yeah,
a
iPhone.
of a formatting difference. So anyway, so don't be concerned on the oval versus the round. They basically are meaning the same thing. The other thing I would add is that it's really difficult, I mean, to clear that fuzziness. I've found, Kimberly, I don't know what you found, but it's just the weakening of the aura. And I think that that's something that we've both observed over the past year and a half, if everybody knows what I'm talking about. And so that has really weakened everybody's aura. So that would be another reason why maintenance on working with that biofield and strengthening your aura is so important. I can't stress it enough. Work with your genius. And yes, I do agree as well that I use the genius all the time, but I also do some other clearing practices to help clear that out. And those will be some things that we will be discussing in some of these later classes that we'll be having here with you. So we really look forward to that.
Absolutely. And we will do some classes, talking about this subject. I will say also, I can get a pretty clear aura, but we need to look at the programming. We need to look at our beliefs. We need to look at the co-opting, both in our energetic field and in our body, which is a whole nother topic we're not, going into. So if you have certain religious beliefs that preclude you understanding that this is all you are. I don't know, you guys can't see it. It's my water bottle. No, I can't. I hate that. Anyway, all you are is a water bottle. I mean, a container, and anything can be in that container, then you're never going to have a clear aura. So again, we need to understand what we are, who we are, where we are, and how we fit into all time and space. Then you'll start seeing some integrated auras and some clearing in the auras, which is what I've devoted my life, and I believe Denise has devoted her life to doing. But I mean, my greatest passion is personal work on myself. I've got to be honest. I got into this for myself, and I still, I just have the beautiful benefit of sharing it with others, what I learned, but most of it is hard tested and hard tried on me. So one
Same.
of the things, go ahead.
The
Oh,
no,
same. So
same with me. I mean, I got into this because of my children, but also with myself and clearing myself. And, it's ongoing. I mean, I just believe it's just something that we need to do daily. It's that important. It should be part of daily, your daily work.
I will say, I use it also on my animals. Like I told you guys, I have 12 dogs and one cat. And I use this on my animals all the time, the Genius. And my dog was in pain all night. I had no idea what was going on. I thought he was dying. I was going to take him to the emergency vet, but by a miracle, I got an appointment with my vet the next morning. And I ran the Genius and I saw that he was having vertebrae issues. And it said he had a slip disc. And I'm like, okay, well, that might be okay. I didn't know how dangerous it was. It's actually way more dangerous on a dog than you think, but that's another story. But so I took him into the vet and they're like, yep, he has a slip disc, herniated disc, slip disc. And I'm like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, you just can't. Like, the Genius, I hope you can say this, but there's reasons that you might not be able to, which we probably should do a whole class on, Denise. But I can say, and I say it all the time on talk shows, my Genius is 99.9% accurate, to the point I'll stake my life on it, my dog's lives, my grandchild's life, all my children's lives, and every member of my family, even my friends. I'll throw you in, Denise. I'll stake everyone's life on it. Not very many people can say that, but that's, again, working with this technology. Yes, I've only had the Genius 10 years, but I worked with the BioMeridian. I've worked with this technology for 30 years. That gives you a mastery to be able to say that. I would not expect someone who had the Genius a day to be able to say that. I'm going to tell you guys something, and it might seem like it's a little shameful to admit, but I've worked with similar technology before I found the Genius for 20 years. It took me a year and a half of watching hours and hours of classes and being in groups and working on it before I found any sort of mastery on the Genius. It's way deeper than you guys think. That's with 20 years of biotechnology, very close experience. It's super profound. And I don't think Ryan gives himself enough credit for as profound as it is, to be honest. Denise?
No, I don't, and I agree with all of that, but I also don't want people to be scared away either, because even at the entry level and beginner level of coming in, you can do amazing things. But
Oh, for sure.
going towards what Kimberly is saying, what is so amazing is that it has limitless potential. Like, for what you can do with it, if you can, it's just unbelievably limitless. And so again,
Which we'll be sharing some of the interesting things. And I think that's what I mean. It took me that time to feel really good with the basics. I think anybody can pick it up and get I can teach a kindergartner how to use it, but to understand it and the subtlety, and then be able to stand on that and apply it however you want. You all have different interests than I do, and Denise does. You all have different passions. You have different questions even about yourself in the multiverse than I and Denise do. And all those can be answered with the Genius, believe it or not. Any question in medicine, in science, in technology, in history, in past lives, in future lives, like everything can be answered with a Genius. Again, lots of caveat there, but it's possible. Anything is possible. And that's why I love it so much. And it's so exciting. All right. So I'm going to end with kind of a fun thing. I got up this morning. Some of you can see, some of you can't. Either way, just dropping this in your field. But I got up this morning, and the way the beans, I live on a plantation side of 4 acres of quartz, and I have actual physical and dimensional creatures coming in and out of portals in my woods all the time. I got up this morning. I just know. I ran and got my camera. It pinged me. They send me a frequency. I know exactly where to look. And I showed you so you could focus. But if you can, there's in the flesh, what we call in the fur. If you want to take a screenshot and blow it up, you can actually see the strands of fur, the black fur. sitting in my yard about 15 feet away from me. They love to watch my dogs. They know they're allowed to come up around the house, these creatures and these beings. Some are Sasquatch, some are dogmen. They love to show me their babies. They come and greet me when I pull in the driveway, and I have thousands of pictures. This is pretty much a class A shot. Not a lot of people get them in the flesh, but just wanted to say, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that as you raise your frequency, you expand, you connect with your abilities, you remember who you are through all time and space. This is the kind of stuff you may not want to experience it, but I love it. I love it. My life is amazing, fascinating. Never 2 days the same between the human discarnates, the ETs, and the elementals. Yeah, keeps me pretty busy along with my kids. So yeah, just kind of a fun thing I wanted to share with you that happened this morning. It made my day. Sent it to my son-in-law who also sees, and he was like, that's amazing. So yeah. Anything you want to say, Denise, about anything else?
No, I mean, I find this so fascinating to look at that picture. I mean, I don't have anything here that I can say that I have seen. So that is just, it's so cool. I can't wait to stare at it a little bit longer. Does anybody have any questions? Do you have trouble seeing it? Are you seeing it, or are you not seeing it? Do you think it's something else? Just, if you want to put that in the chat, I can definitely see it. I think I would have had a hard time seeing it just in the beginning, but after it's pointed out to me, I could definitely see it. So it is really pretty cool to look at, and just excited to what we're going to discuss in our next gatherings here. And also for everybody that's here, or if you catch us on the replay, we are so interested to what you want to hear about, and some things that might be myths, or you're not sure is true, or you're not sure how to explain things. One question that I tell people all the time when working with the genius is when we're working with, quantum physics and the quantum field, is there's no science, like there's no set scientific reason for all this. Like we can't explain everything. Einstein can't explain it. Not everything can be scientifically explained. So, but we know it exists and we know that it happens. So just, we talked about it in the beginning, just keep your mind open. The possibilities, for things to open up for you are there once you open up your mind, to let.
Right. And I do want to say that in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, science is a religion. It's a program, just the same as everything else. I worked for the heart transplant team at Ohio State University, and I saw in the lab how the science works in studies to get funding for the hospital. So science is like everything else, kind of what you believe it to be. Anything can be proved. I believe anything can be proved or disproved kind of by throwing the science label behind it. And really what we're dealing with here is a quantum all time, all space technology. This is not a 3D dense technology. And that's where I found the hole in the education about the genius. And that's the hole I wanted to fill, and that I'm uniquely built. And so is Denise, to fill that hole in quantum kind of education. So that's what we want to bring to you guys, along with practical 3D application for your lives.
And I just want to mention, and Jennifer is asking, she wants to work in ascension realms with the genius. It sounds like that is something that we are working with, and yes, and we can talk about all of that. And thank you, Jennifer, for adding that. We will put that on our, I believe that's already on our list of things to discuss, but it will be.
Yeah, Jennifer's got the site, girl. Good job. She sees all the other beans that I wasn't even going to point out. So yeah, good job. For sure. Multiple beans in that picture. Good job. Yeah. So definitely. And that's where I just love the customization of the genius. I've brought it to medical doctors and they use it in a very medical way. And I've brought it to people more woo-woo than me, with not the science background that I have or the technology background that I have, and they use it completely woo-woo. And it's just as accurate either way. So I hope you guys are customizing, not doing what I do or doing what Denise does or doing what any of the trainers do, but doing customizing the genius to your passions and your interests. And again, like I said, your questions. So that's why I'm really excited. Hopefully you guys can start sharing some of your research and observations with us as well, and we can all benefit. Anything else before we wrap up?
I'm just looking. Oh, I didn't see Jennifer's for yes, and their heads are conish.
Yes.
Yes, yes, they are. So, anyway, I don't have anything else for today.
I do want to mention, if you guys don't know, I do have I think most of you do know, and some of you are in it. I have advanced practitioner, which is actually tonight, where we don't always go super woo. Sometimes we do, but it kind of bridges the middle. Tonight, we're actually going to be working on how to write panels. So that opportunity is available to you. You can write me for more information. And I will be teaching a very advanced, I think, I'm kind of scared to teach it, of how to work in the astral. Everybody, like we tell you guys all these things. There's this out of balance in you and on you and around you. And I'm just going to give you guys the answers of how to take care of a lot of it. So that'll be coming up in the future too. Yeah, there are. Yeah, Lisa, we know you can see, girl. Lisa's very, very good at you're absolutely correct. You are absolutely right. Many beings in that picture. Good job, Lisa. Lisa's in my class. So thank you guys for being here. I hope to get to know the ones of you I don't know better. Thank you for my guys showing up supporting. You can write me and I'll give you the information about it. You can write support at KimberlyMcGeorge.com, or you can write me at Dr. Kim. Here, I'll put my.
And so everybody knows this webinar, we will be back on in 2 weeks. So I believe that is April 3rd. I believe that's the date.
Is it? Okay.
And it is Eastern time, 7 a.m. Eastern.
And aren't we going to start out with, I think we're going to do some myths. We're going to bust some myths.
We're going to bust some myths.
Are we starting with that? Yeah.
We are going to be talking too about using muscle testing with the genius. So we have a lot of great topics coming up. So we really can't wait to discuss it with you. We will let you know probably towards the end of this week what the topic is. We kind of have to feel,
and we'll try to get it out sooner, like the announcements with the right time and the right links and everything. We'll get it together eventually.
For the typo in the email that went out, I know it said Pacific time, so sorry for the confusion. And for anybody that does end up watching this on replay, if you missed it because it had the wrong time on the email, apologies for that. It was right on Mighty Networks, but unfortunately, sometimes we do get confused between our Eastern and Pacific times because we're dealing with both of them here. So anyway, you all have the registration link by now, so you should be registered and in for get it. Also follow Mighty Networks for more information as well, and we will be posting the replay as well. So, and if you have any other questions, as always, you can always email me at Denise. I was going to put it here, but I think you guys know by now. Denise at Insight Health Apps.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't put it.
Yeah, we just hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Be safe. A lot of targeting going on, a lot of things happening. Be alert, be safe, be in your power. Right, Denise?
That's right. And I just posted my email in there in case you don't have it. But again, it's Denise at insighthealthapps.com. And Dr. Kim's is dr.kim.ste@gmail.com for any of you that will be getting this on the replay. And I don't know if the replays show our links. So hopefully.
Oh yeah. Thank you for reading that. All right. Have a good rest of your day, you guys. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks so much.